is part one in this girls soccer contest as Ravenwood travels down Concord Road to take on the Bruins. Brentwood 2-0 in district play coming in tonight. A late win a couple weeks ago against Centennial, and then last week another late win against Franklin. What have you seen from the Bruins so far this year, Matthew?
Just a lot of grit, really. You know, they like to stay in the game, and then they just win it late, and they're never going to be out of it. They're always fighting.
Absolutely. They're a team that you really can't put down. They're going to keep on fighting, and it's really not over until it's over against this group of girls. So Brentwood last year lost in the sub-state game out in Clarksville. A lot of returning talent on this team. Definitely a team with high expectations, but a team that has been hurt early in this year with injuries. Brentwood has had Lindsay Bresco, who is out for the year, was one of the main goal scorers on last year's team. She's still recovering from a torn ACL, still rehabbing that back at the end of last year. And then just last week against Franklin, Emily J., another senior starter for the Lady Bruins, tore her ACL. So Brentwood's out some of its better players tonight, but they still got a really good team, still off to a good start to the season. They'll look to get a win.
Led by a lot of seniors, so hope to see the leadership shine.
Absolutely, a very senior-heavy team. 10 seniors on this Bruins varsity team. You know, they do have a couple of young players that definitely contribute, but, you know, definitely a senior-led team. A lot of good leadership as Mandy Ham will get a quick steal, and Brentwood will look to push. Cross could not get through.
And Rutherford, early goal!
What a start for the Lady Bruins.
Early 1-0 lead.
22 seconds into this one. Rutherford gets the deflection, and right from outside the box fires one in, back in the net, and can't think of a better start for this Lady Bruins soccer team.
No.
No. So now Ravenwood will get the kick, and they will try to attack and get even. Ravenwood in red jerseys, red pants, red socks. Bruins in the all-white look with the gold letters.
The red kits.
Ravenwood attacking. They got some numbers here across. Great play that time by Haley Jordan. Deflects it out of the box. Injury, Mandy Ham down on the far side for the Bruins. So they will check on her. And a substitution. Their trainers are not going to come down onto the field. Brentwood High School got a great trainer, Eric Owens. Does a great job for all Brentwood sports. He's going to come out there and look at Ham, one of the senior leaders for this Brentwood team.
Committed to Evansville. D1, future D1 soccer player.
Yep, Evansville in Indiana. They got a good program. One of Brentwood's commits, they have Addie Puskar, who's committed to William and Mary.
And Kate Devine, the sophomore goalie, committed to Vanderbilt.
Absolutely. A lot of players on this Brentwood team have good futures ahead. I know Lindsay Bresco is still looking at her options. She's going to try to play at the next level. Obviously, as we've already noted, she's out for the year, but another great talented player, a lot of talented players in this program.
Looks like Mandy's being helped up the field, so that's good. Who?
Olivia Olmstead, I believe, comes in the game for Ham. Actually, Maddie Majors comes into the game. Majors had the big go-ahead goal last Thursday night at Franklin. Just a very young player, but talented, and a Brentwood team that early on this year has been looking for some goal scorers besides Bradley Coffin. Bradley Coffin's had a great start to the year, scored a lot of goals, but definitely is needed to replace some goal scorers from last year's team, and then Bresco was an offensive player. So, free kick.
A Divine. Looks like Ravenwood takes control of it.
Cross in. Brentwood can keep control.
It's up to Haley Jordan down the sideline.
She'll send one into the box. Ooh. Just couldn't get there that time for Olmsted. A great look in and kick in by Jordan, one of the captains of this team. So it'll be Ravenwood ball throwing it in on the side. Brentwood tries to get the steal to gain possession for a minute, but Ravenwood will get it back.
Ravenwood's trying to push it upfield now.
A little bit of a weak kick there to number 7, but she still keeps control, gets it into the middle.
And that rush is going to be broken up by Natasha Kusabab.
Good play there for the Bruin senior. Another great play by Kusabab as she's making a big impact here on defense early in this one.
Here's Kennedy McCoy up the sideline. Oh, and she gets past the Ravenwood player.
Excellent speed there. Fighting for the ball.
Maintain control of it, it looks like. Now there's Puskar to Jordan.
Kusabab
with a shot, and that is stopped by Ravenwood.
Ooh, a nice play there by Brentwood trying to get the steal. They get a deflection, but can't come up with it, but a good job of hustling back on defense. Back and forth here between Brentwood and Ravenwood. Puskar gains control for Ravenwood player to her back. She gets it to Jordan. Jordan will send it down the sideline, deflected by a Ravenwood player.
There's back to Jordan.
Great hustle there.
Puskar with a boot.
Great hustle there by Jordan, a lot of resiliency. She initially couldn't keep control of the ball, but she fought back and saved the play, and Brentwood will have it.
There's Jordan with a pass to McCoy, but then Ravenwood gets it back.
So Ravenwood gets it to the goalkeeper, and she'll get it out to the far side. Busy weekend on WBHS 9 Sports. We'll have the Brentwood football game tomorrow night. Against Stewart's Creek will be played after the game, and then again on Saturday and Sunday at 12 and 6. So tune into that as Brentwood looking to get off to a nice 4-0 start against Stewart's Creek. And my buddy Matthew, maybe if the Georgia game's not going too well at 6 on Saturday, he can tune over and hopefully watch the reruns of a Brentwood win.
I'm sure I will, but hopefully the Dogs will be playing well up in South Bend. So we'll see.
What are your thoughts on a big matchup this weekend between Notre Dame and Georgia?
No expectations, so hopefully we can just go out there and have fun. Freshman quarterback's always scary, but he's got the talent to do it.
Absolutely. Jake Fromm getting the start. Easton injured. What's the status on his knee injury that he suffered last week against Appalachian State?
He's got a sprained knee, and they're saying week to week, but it's probably going to be about 3 to 4 weeks he's out. So Fromm's got the talent, but we'll see if he can put it to good use on the big stage.
Absolutely. Got a good run game to rely on is Michelle and Chubb, some great backs for the Dogs.
That's right. O-line and the running backs will have to play well for sure.
Cross comes in on the free kick, and it will go out of bounds on Ravenwood, so it will be a goal kick here for the Bruins.
So speaking of college football, what are your thoughts on the Tennessee-Georgia Tech game Monday night in Atlanta?
That was, it was definitely a good college football game as a Tennessee fan. It was very nerve-wracking. I think that's a game that, well, I'm sure he's doing it right now, but again, at the end of the year, Paul Johnson, Georgia Tech's head coach, is going to look at how he didn't win that one. Georgia Tech really dominated that football game, and Tennessee did a good job of creating some turnovers, getting getting the game to overtime, kind of figuring out some offensive identity later in the game. Really rode on John Kelly at running back, and then came down to one play. I think Paul Johnson made the best decision, going for two, going for the win. They've been getting 4 or 5 yards all night, but missed assignment by Georgia Tech, and Dale Taylor for Tennessee made a good play, and they came out with a win. I'm happy they got a win. They got a lot of work to do before they head down to Gainesville here in 2 weeks.
At Georgia Tech, that's just a tough team to come back on with the offense that they play. You can go down 14 points like you did and not get the ball back for another 8 minutes. So it's really tough, and it shows a lot of grit from Tennessee.
Absolutely. There's a lot of things you can say about Butch Jones' tenure at Tennessee, but he's done a great job of putting resiliency into that football program, and really these past few years they've really never been out of the game. So they hang in there, they keep playing, and that's something you can be proud of as a Tennessee fan. Speaking of that game down in Florida, we want to send our thoughts and prayers down to the people in Florida who are preparing for the hurricane that's coming this weekend and next week, and we really just wish the best and a lack of damage for those people as we continue to think about and send help to the people in Houston as the devastating effects of Hurricane Harvey. So we are with you. We really just wish the best for everybody. So Brentwood will get the ball back. It will be a goal kick here for the Bruins with 32 minutes remaining in this first half. Game's been very back and forth. No one can really gain a whole lot of possession here. Since the Bruins got the early goal, Ravenwood's been on the attack here for a few minutes now. They've done a good job of continuing to attack, but
here's Jordan. Takes the ball. It's back to Ravenwood.
Ravenwood circling it back on defense now. So we'll look to attack here on the near side. Jordan trying to gain control, but it will go out of bounds, and it will be the Raptors' ball. Clustered area. Ravenwood trying to keep control. A great pass. They're going to have a good look here. And a great defensive play. That time is able to clear it out, heading for the camera, and narrowly avoids it.
That's Matty Majors on the defensive play right there. Great skill.
Great play by Majors. They got in. It was looking like it's going to be a tough situation.
Yeah, Ravenwood on a throw-in now.
Great work by our camera crew there as that ball was headed straight at the camera. She did a good job of moving the camera around and avoiding some serious damage to what would be the second camera in 2 weeks.
Yeah, second rule, protect the equipment.
Absolutely, right behind protect yourself. So Ravenwood looking to attack again. A good defensive play by Kusabab. Jordan is down on the far side injured, so they will blow the play dead. Second Bruin player this game to get injured. She is getting up on her own power. Believe it is a leg injury. She's kind of trying to hobble off a little bit.
The left leg looks like.
So the Lady Bruins coach, Kirsten Mello, is going to come onto the field to check on her injured player. Ham is over on the sideline trying to jog it off, run it off a little bit, her injury. But we already mentioned some injuries going in this game that were big for Brentwood. A couple more injuries could be a real obstacle for this team to have to overcome if they get anyone else injured, as both Ham and Jordan have at least suffered minor injuries, possibly more here early on. .25 to go in this first half.
And they're still talking to Jordan. Great commentary.
So Jordan is walking off the field on her own power. Mello and Owens standing beside her.
24. Nope, 24. 34.
And Lauren Carmichael will check in for the Bruins, another talented senior on this team.
Yeah, that's what's great about having so many seniors. Just although we've had a lot of injuries, you got a lot of depth too. So
absolutely.
keep putting some in.
I think there's no doubt that this team has championship skill, but you got to have championship depth too, and that's a team that I think a lot of teams don't have it, and really a lot of sports at this level. But this definitely appears to be a Brentwood team that does have championship depth too. So the Bruins on defense. So Brentwood will gain control down the far sideline. Ravenwood will gain control in the middle. Now they're going to push down the far side. Brentwood will cut it off. A good play that time, but it goes out of bounds on the Bruins. So Ravenwood will be throwing it on the far side. They get it into the box. A nice move. And there's a penalty on Ravenwood. So it'll be, I believe, a goal. No, they're going to say a free kick. So Brentwood gets it in play.
Talked like 5 minutes about college football.
Kusaval with the ball. She'll look to advance it. A great play. Brentwood's going to keep it in.
Up to McCoy. She's going to try to cross it in, and Ravenwood's goalie is going to take possession of that.
Good play that time. So Ravenwood with it on defense, trying to advance, trying to tie this game up here in the first half. So Ravenwood will get it and bring it back to the goalie. Kind of trying to spread out the Brentwood defense, it looks like right now. Try to find some holes in the attack. If Brentwood's played a really good job.
There's a good steal on the Ravenwood end.
Good pass. Brentwood cannot keep control of it.
There's a great opportunity there, though.
So again, Ravenwood's ball back on defense. They've probably had more possession than Brentwood, but they really haven't had maybe just one good look they've had so far on offense, and they didn't even get a shot on goal during that time.
There's Kusabob. Over to Carmichael.
Up to Scott. Her pass is stolen, but Puskar gains it back. Carmichael with it here, fighting for control.
Out of bounds, and it looks like Ravenwood ball.
And then a mishap by Ravenwood will give it right back to Brentwood. So substitutions coming in. Good to see Haley Jordan is back in the game for the Bruins, as is Madeline Donahue in the game for the first time.
And Sarah Tony looks like coming in.
Entering the game for Brentwood, number 28, Haley.
So Haley will get the throw in after a brief trip on the sideline.
Donahue, and number 36, Sarah Thaney.
Sarah Thaney, the junior, also comes in there for Brentwood. So back to Haley. But a steal by Ravenwood. So they're going to have a chance here. Brentwood with the numbers, but they're going to attack her into the box. Collision. And Addie Puskar makes a great play, and she gets it out. Ravenwood with control right now. Now Ravenwood's defenders are starting to come up on the Brentwood side as they look to push the attack.
That's good. That's a good line.
Fighting for the ball on the far side. Out of bounds. It's going to be off on Donahue, I believe. So Ravenwood will sub a player into the game. That will be their first substitution of tonight's contest. So to throw in, Jordan gets ahead on it.
In the game for Ravenwood, number 23, Anna Jar.
It will be Anna Jar that comes into the game for the Raptors.
And Ravenwood's had the ball for a good bit of time over here on Brentwood's side. Looks like they have decided to push up a little more. But there's a missed play, and McCoy down the sideline.
She has a one-on-one here, letting some of the Bruins players get onto the attack, and it will be a corner as her cross is deflected out of bounds. So it will be Kusabab going to the near corner to try to corner kick for the Bruins.
Taking the corner kick for Brentwood, number 4, Natasha Kusabov.
Kusabab sends one into the box. Brentwood gets a foot on it. Fighting for the ball. Ravenwood's going to come out with it. They're going to look to get a little counterattack here. A great play by Scott that time on defense and gets the ball for the Bruins. Her pass will be stolen as she looked ahead to McCoy. So Donahue trying to get it. As Brentwood, she was really looking to attack that time, but
looks like Ravenwood's going to regain possession on their own side. Now Brentwood's going to throw in.
Brentwood trying to keep a little bit of possession as they've really been dominated on the possession side by Ravenwood. Going to be a penalty on Brentwood. So it'll be a free kick on the Ravenwood side for the Raptors. Great hustle here as the offsides is the call on Ravenwood, but great hustle by the Brentwood attackers as they were trying to put some pressure on the Raptors defense as they tried to advance it up the field.
Now Kate Devine will take the free kick for the Bruins. Vanderbilt commit. Anchor down.
Anchor down. Big win for Vanderbilt last week on the football field.
It really is. You know, I think a lot of people predicting an upset by MTSU there, but kind of showed a dominating performance, and I don't know. Could be an interesting year for the Doors.
Absolutely. They had a good second half of the year last year. Got big wins over Ole Miss and Tennessee. A little disappointing bowl game, lost to North Carolina State.
I think Derek Mason's the man for the job.
Get it into the box.
And there's
off the post. Goal!
It's just what we do.
A spectacular play by the Bruins.
Bruins going to take a 2-0 lead with 21 minutes left in the first half.
Donahue got it past the goalie, but a spectacular play by the Ravenwood defender kicked it out. But Brentwood regained possession and a little pit shot in.
Crowd's going crazy. Let's go, Brentwood.
Electric.
Bruins students actually really getting rowdy. You know, they can get pumped up over anything when they're playing Ravenwood.
Absolutely. The energy. You can feel the energy out here today.
Let's go. Come on.
So Brentwood will go up 2-0 with 21-21 left in this first half.
Come on, Bruins.
So Ravenwood really looking to attack here as they have an early deficit.
And there's Puskar up to Rutherford. And she's got some nifty tricks with the ball right there.
Absolutely. Back to our topic before, the great Bruins goal, talking about that Vanderbilt MTSU game. But, you know, it was a great win for Vanderbilt. They've struggled at the start of the year, the past few years. And
You know,
MTSU's got a talented team. Conference USA, Brent Stockstill, Siegel High School.
speaking
native.
of Conference USA, Florida Atlantic looking to make some waves in that conference this year. Bringing in Coach Lane Kiffin, DeAndre Johnson, former Florida State player. Should be a
Yes.
good team. Had a tough loss to Navy, but it was rigged. So
Yes, DeAndre Johnson. He was part of Last Chance U. A good shot that time by Donahue will be
FAU
stopped.
is going up to Camp Randall this week to take on the Wisconsin Badgers. So be looking for the upset in that one.
a great opportunity for Coach Kiffin.
Here's Ravenwood.
They got
With a good
numbers
attack
here.
And she gets it up, but looks like it was offsides.
It was.
Stop trying to cheat, Ravenwood.
You can't do that, as they say.
Cheating is not okay.
So goal kick here for the Bruins as we are over halfway done with this first half.
It's free kick. Yeah. Yep.
Back and forth here at midfield as both teams can't really quite gain control. Brentwood has it now as they will push it back. And a steal for Ravenwood. Nice attacking play by the Bruins defense. Scott that time, I believe, doing an excellent job. She's had a very good day on the defensive side. So Ravenwood goalie will kick it out to their defense.
And there's Rutherford with some more nifty moves. The all-district player is a sophomore last year. And she'll take a shot. Oh, my goodness, that was a beauty.
Another one.
Emma Rutherford puts it upper 90 from very far away to go up 3-0.
With the left foot, too. Ravenwood goalie just stood there and thought it was going to go long, and you
She was
thought.
wrong.
You thought.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
So
that was a good one.
that just a dominating performance by this Brentwood team so far.
3-0 with still 18 minutes left in the first half, and I would they can keep the pedal to the metal.
I would really expect a spark of energy by this Ravenwood team as this team's getting close to getting out of hand just here in the first half. Brentwood, you know, they're really just taking advantage of their opportunities so far on offense to get these first three goals. Ravenwood's had a couple too, but it hasn't
There's a
mattered
line
for
with a
them.
great stop. Ravenwood with a good chance there. And now Puskar, William and Mary commit. Go Tribe. Makes a good move.
She advances, but in a header.
And it's back to Jordan, defender. And that's going to go out of bounds. Ravenwood ball.
Nice play by one of the ball girls for this Brentwood team. Kept that one inside the fence. Donahue will lose possession, and then she tries to gain it back, and they will call a penalty on her. Ravenwood looking to get quick with it in attack. Try to see if they can catch the Bruins sleeping. Good effort by Ravenwood, but
Briefly in Bruins territory, but the defense made a good play.
absolutely, and Divine ate that up. Very easy play for her. So they will punt it. Brentwood trying to gain possession, and they will. Back to Devine. Another easy play for her. Great leg that Devine has as she easily got that one across midfield. Definitely not something I could do. No doubt about that.
Fair point.
So Ravenwood trying to keep possession as they are on their own side of the field. They'll give it a crack up as they struggle to keep control. But they're going to have a chance here to attack. And another easy play for Devine. Good play to get positioning there by Brentwood. They will get the ball. Jordan down the near side. A nice kick ahead to McCoy. She couldn't quite gain control in the corner. They're fighting for control, and that was kicked out of bounds by Ravenwood. So Jordan's going to throw it in.
Jordan with a good throw into McCoy. She'll try to get a cross in. And it's going to go out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be Brentwood ball.
Jordan with the throw in.
So, how do you guys feel about the football players coming to grab a burger before the game? 5 o'clock tailgate. How do you feel about it? There's no way we're actually going to have a tailgate.
So again, out of bounds on Ravenwood, and it will be Jordan throwing it in. Good play by Ravenwood. They get positioning. They're going to call a penalty on Brentwood this time.
Can't do that.
Can we interview Evan about student body? You're going to be interviewed. You gotta give him my mic.
So Matthew, thank you for joining me here for the first half as a guest announcer, a little bit of a college football specialist. We're going to hand it over here to Evan Hill now as he'll talk a little bit about student body.
Vice President, very accomplished young man here.
Good evening, Ryan.
Evan, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well, enjoying some soccer.
Thanks for an absolutely excellent play by Devine to block that one out. It'll be a Ravenwood corner kick. Evan, thank you for joining me tonight. This is, as Matthew Eichert stated, Evan Hill, student body vice president. Evan, talk a little bit about what you guys got going on in the student body right now.
Well, we had some hiccups earlier in the year. We're smoothing them out. We've added some people to the stellar squad we have. Really enjoying the year so far, getting some T-shirts sold. You know, it's just really helpful when you have a strong football team, undefeated. Definitely have the support of the school. You know, it's just very important.
Out will go out.
Yeah, so we're getting those T-shirts sold. Gonna amp up the crowd. Definitely for the Ravenwood game. Battle of the Woods, always a classic. It'll be $15 a T-shirt, or you can snag the deal of 2 for $25.
That includes the homecoming T-shirt, correct?
Absolutely. So we'll be up at the front of the school during lunch.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot to be said for the school pride we have right now, and you know, a good student body helps. A great football team, a girls soccer team that's off to a great start on the year.
Absolutely.
Volleyball team who's, you know, they're looking to get 5 in a row. They're always excellent. It builds a lot of school spirit when teams are doing well and you got good people in leadership positions.
Especially when you have some injuries that they're fighting through. Garrett Joyner, for instance, for the volleyball team. Emily J just recently tore her ACL. Clearly the soccer team's fighting through that one. 3-1 so far. 3-0 so far. But yeah, absolutely, it's a good stellar start to the 2017-2018 year for the Bruins.
Absolutely, and so Brentwood's going to get the steal. They're going to look to push this one on offense. Cross. Ravenwood will get control of it, but Evan, you've had an accomplished soccer career that sadly has gotten cut short by some injuries, but talk a little bit about what you've seen out here tonight from the Lady Bruins team.
I've seen a lot of perseverance, especially out of Addie Puskar, Haley Jordan, as leaders on the team. You know, they have a lot, people looking up to them, expecting a lot. Addie Puskar actually was just in a boot for the past week from the previous game. It's Madeline Donahue as well, as a fellow senior who was injured, foot injury. But clearly that's not phased them at all.
Absolutely, you've seen a lot of heart from Brentwood out here. Jordan got injured earlier in the game; she's back in. You mentioned Donahue and Puskar being injured; they're playing tonight. There's something to be said for that. You know, big rivalry game. You know, they definitely want to be out here and contribute, as do the other Brentwood players that are injured.
Absolutely, even the parents are getting in on it. I think this is about the biggest crowd we've seen all year.
Absolutely, you know, always big when these two teams get together. So we have 10 minutes left in this first half. Ravenwood trying to cut into this Brentwood lead before the half. They're on the attack here. Devine will eat up that cross. So then we got homecoming week here coming up in, I believe, 2 weeks. I guess homecoming game will be 2 weeks from tomorrow night.
Yes.
So a very busy time of the year for you guys. Talk a little bit for what you guys have planned for homecoming week and what all will go into that this year.
As I said, we're busy with the shirts. We just got started getting busy planning for the homecoming dance. Should be a blast. Look forward to the tickets on pre-sale soon. We have the parade. Be sure to look forward to getting into those clubs, and they'll be making their floats and headed down Murray Lane on the 23rd.
Absolutely, and then the football team has Nolensville that night, I believe. So Nolensville's first year playing varsity. They got it, you know, they're struggling a little bit early, as to pretty much every school that's just starting out. They got a young team. They got some talented players. So Bruins will look to get a win on that night, as they have Stewart's Creek tomorrow night and a big win against the Raptors the week after that.
Absolutely, especially Nolensville having no seniors. It should be an exciting homecoming game, especially for our seniors that have worked so hard.
I'm still waiting on mine.
Okay, Ryan, thanks.
So Ravenwood here on defense. They get it to the goalkeeper. We'll get both of you to start second. So Brentwood on the attack, but a good play by Ravenwood to clear it. Fighting for the ball on the far side. Great effort there by Scott. Good steal there by Brentwood, but I couldn't quite keep control of the ball. Raven with an attack. Devine will come and kick that one out. Little aggressive play there at midfield by Cawthon. Ravenwood, you can tell they're really putting on the pressure right here as they try to cut this lead to 2 in the last 7 minutes of the first half that Brentwood has really dominated. Another student body question for you, Evan. I know you guys will have a pep rally for the homecoming game. Are you also planning on having one right now for the Ravenwood game?
Yes, we will. We're going to do back-to-back pep rallies. Homecoming, we'll be announcing the football team individually. Ravenwood pep rally, it's a thing on its own. Definitely the school will be pumped up as it's a classic rivalry. So we're all excited about it. Should be a great time.
Absolutely, and I know the WCS Game Day crew, I believe, is going to be there pregame for the second straight year as Ravenwood comes to Brentwood. Should be a fun matchup. Always a lot of energy for that game. So Brentwood will inbound it on the far side. Throw in will go out, but it will be hit out by Ravenwood. Bruin will throw it in. Trying to bleed out the clock. Great play by Puskar on the header. Brentwood looking to attack. Jordan will gain control, but stolen by Ravenwood. Brentwood will kick it into the box, and Devine will kick it out. Jordan will gain control. Ravenwood player to her back. Ravenwood gets the steal. Gets one in the box. Header high, and Devine makes the save. Devine with the goal kick. Tries to get it through the coffin. But a good play by the Ravenwood defense. Obviously, another big part of the homecoming week is each classes floats that they will have at the homecoming parade. Evan, what are you looking for from each of the 4 classes this year?
It's interesting. We had some ideas floating around. Some of them quite outlandish, but me personally as a senior this year, I think senior's going to pull out a win. Had some great ideas written up on the chalkboard, and I definitely believe the best one got picked, so look forward to that coming down Murray Lane.
Absolutely, should be interesting. The juniors, I know, got the win last year, so now the seniors, they got to defend their title.
Absolutely.
Ravenwood really cannot get anything going here.
Yeah, Brentwood's been winning these 50-50 balls and even 70-30 balls, which has just been killing Ravenwood's attack.
Absolutely. Brentwood's definitely come out with an energy tonight. There's no denying that. Everyone playing very hard. As you can see right there, that was a great play by Scott. Howard makes a great play in the corner. She makes a nice move. She gets a nice cross in. Brentwood cannot gain control.
Was it a pass?
Under 2 minutes remaining. Looks like Brentwood has a pretty strong hold on the defensive line. It'll be interesting how Ravenwood comes back out in halftime, see if the coach can get some energy into them.
Absolutely, you know, 3-0 lead is going to be tough to come back from, especially against this Brentwood team. And what a great start to the year that would be to start off 3-0 in district play. That really can put you in the driver's seat to come out with a win.
Absolutely.
So Ravenwood still on their side of the field, and Brentwood's going to get a steal. Up to Cawthon. She couldn't hang on to it.
Looks like Ravenwood's going to go for one last attack with 1 minute left. It's a wonderful through ball, brought back across the middle. Unfortunately broken up.
Brentwood looking to get a little counterattack here in this last 30 seconds of the first half. Cawthon makes a good play, and it goes into the corner. And it will be out of bounds on Brentwood. Ravenwood ball. I believe that's going to be a throw-in. And it is. Ravenwood tried to slow play it as a goal kick, but we're down the last 10 seconds of this half. That will do it. Brentwood will lead 3-0. Evan, thank you for joining me, and good luck on the rest of the year. And student body, we all wish good things for you.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
We will be back for second half coverage of WBHS 9 Brentwood Lady Bruins soccer after this. Welcome back to Brentwood High School tonight as we have second half coverage of the Brentwood Lady Bruins soccer team as they lead 3-0 against the Ravenwood Lady Raptors. Second half here, I'm joined by Brentwood High School strong safety Henry Glenn. Henry, glad to have you on.
I'm actually the free safety.
My apologies. You're more of a run stopper, big hitter guy. So I think strong safety, but
Very true, very true.
so you guys got a big game coming up tomorrow night, Stewart's Creek.
Yes, we
looking
do.
to go 4-0. Talk to me a little bit about what you guys need to do to get it done.
Well, we got a great game plan set up for their offense. I don't really pay attention to what our offense does, but our defense is ready. That's all I know.
Absolutely, and I know it's kind of been a theme for this football team, just go 1-0 every week.
Yep.
And y'all done that so far very well. So 3-0, and Brentwood on the attack here early. And a shot, goal! There it is! What? Haley Howard. Absolute incredible left-footed strike, and it is 4-0.
That's a great way to start it.
Brentwood scored within the first 20 seconds of the first half, and they do it again here in the second half. And what a start. And this crowd is just electric.
It is crazy out here, man.
You know what we call this if this was a Nashville Predators hockey? Frosty time.
Yes, sir.
That's 4.
Yeah, you forget the sounds.
So Brentwood will regain control. So Henry, you guys, like I said, off to a 3-0 start. A couple good wins against Franklin. Again, beat a good Cane Ridge team. Talk about, what's contributed to the success y'all have had so far.
Well, we're really all on the same page. We have one goal, and that's to go 1-0 every week, as you're saying. And so we put all of our effort, all of our energy, and all of our planning into, one team at a time, and we're always ready to go when we need to.
Absolutely, that's the principle of a lot of great coaches.
Coach Crawford's one of them.
Absolutely,
Does a great job.
Absolutely, he did an incredible job at Brentwood his first run, then left for a few years, came back, and by year 2 you guys were back in the semifinals, and this year you had a really good team.
Yep.
So obviously, you guys probably haven't even thought about it yet, but you got Ravenwood in 2 weeks. I don't know if y'all thought about it since you're just trying to go 1-0 each week, but
I've heard the buzz, but we aren't thinking about 2 weeks from now. We're thinking about this week. We're thinking about tomorrow night, and that's what really matters is going 1-0 every week. Now, when the time comes, we'll be ready to go, but we're not thinking about it right now.
There's going to be a penalty here on the Raptors.
When I can hurt people.
We have free kick for the Bruins. You know, I think this philosophy is different for different teams. You know, how long do you guys enjoy the wins before you move on to the next game? Is it enjoy it tonight, 24 hours to enjoy it and then get back to work?
Usually what we're doing, the coaches go back to work on Sunday. They take Saturday off. They go back to work on Sunday, and all the players are back to work on Monday. So really we get an extended Saturday and Sunday to celebrate. But then once Monday comes, we're back to work, back ready for the next game.
So it'll be a free kick here for Puskar. She sends one into the box. It's going to be a good one.
Oh, it was close.
I'm so disappointed.
So just a very close play there. I believe it was Olmsted in the box, but it was deflected out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick for the Bruins. So Kusabab with the corner kick. She's just going to kick it out to Howard. And the Ravenwood goalie will handle that one. So Brentwood offense supplying a lot of pressure here as Ravenwood defense tries to get it. Howard with the steal. She's trying to keep control of it with the Ravenwood player to her back. She sends one in the box, but the Ravenwood goalie will handle it. So Henry, you're also a big UT fan. We kind of touched on it a little bit earlier when it was Matthew Eichert on the broadcast. Talk a little bit about a thrilling game Monday night down in the Atlanta Mercedes-Benz Stadium between the Yellow Jackets and the Vols. What were your thoughts on that game?
You know, it was hard for me to watch. I almost had a heart attack multiple times while I was watching the game. But in the end, all that matters is we got the W, and that's okay with me. But, man, it is stressful being a Tennessee fan, I tell you what.
Absolutely. It was a stressful game, but they went 1-0, and
Yep, that's all that matters.
I think a lot of people forget that Tennessee was playing 3 games in 13 days to start the year, and they got to immediately turn to the Sycamores. Short week. They got a good football team, Fighting Liberty Birds. So it's definitely a challenge. As Ravenwood now is on a little bit of a counterattack, trying to cut into this Brentwood lead down 4-0. There's a penalty on Brentwood. Don't think there's going to be a card handed here. There is not, so it'll be a free kick here for the Raptors. Brentwood builds the wall.
Did you not know that? Who? They need to call out Shaq's mom again. That's funny.
Ravenwood will get one into the box, but Divine handles that.
I'm really a fan of Divine's orange socks and shorts. I really like it.
Yeah,
It gives it a good look.
She's rocking that Tennessee orange as a Vanderbilt commit, Maybe showing her true colors. Wants to be a Vol. I don't know, but, she's a great player, and I'm sure she'll have a great career in the rest of her 2.5 years here at Brentwood and then go on to a great career at Vanderbilt and do good things. So, a nice lineup of games here week 2 of college football. Is there a specific game that you have, you're kind of looking to watch or you're really interested to see? Is a great sliding play there by Divine.
Well, there's a lot of big games this week. You got USC and Stanford. That's going to be a big one. You got Ohio State and Oklahoma. That's going to be a big one. And then there's one underdog game that I'm really looking forward to watching, and that's Oregon versus Nebraska. Because many people think Oregon's going to blow out Nebraska, but a lot of other people say otherwise. So I think it's going to be a great game. And
yeah,
I think it's going to be fun to watch.
Absolutely. Nebraska got a close win last year in Lincoln against the Ducks, but Oregon's got a little bit better team this year. Nebraska's lost some main players, so they did get a nice win in week 1 of Arkansas State. They're going to look to keep that momentum going out in Eugene for a big time matchup for sure.
Yep. A lot of good matchups.
So Ravenwood with the ball back on their own end. It will go out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in for Brentwood. throw in, but Ravenwood gets it before kicking it back out. Kusabal with the ball. McCoy fighting for the ball and positioning. A lot of hard work there. We're going to call a penalty on McCoy, so it'll go back to Ravenwood.
I can't stand Ravenwood. I'm sorry.
So Stewart's Creek this week, you touched on, they haven't had a great start to the year, but they're definitely a hungry team. What are some of the strengths that team has?
Well,
at least their offense. I know you're a defense player.
Well, most people think they haven't had a good start to the year. They lost the first game to Siegel pretty bad, but they've been on the comeback train these past 2 games. They've kind of gone on a tear, and they've won 2. They've beaten 2 pretty good teams in Overton and I don't even remember who the other team was, but they're looking a lot better than we thought they were, and their offense is really confusing, and it's not gonna lie, it's gonna be a tough time for our defense to try and stop what they're doing. But we have a great game plan, so I think we're going in pretty confident, and they are too. It should be a good matchup.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining me. As again, this was Henry Glenn, free safety for the Brentwood Bruins. Good luck Friday and good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you, Mr. Shumpert.
So we're back to the action here as Brentwood with the ball. Puskar on the attack. Gets it ahead to Donahue. So it is going to be a throw in here as Jordan gets it in on the far side. Kusabal with it in the middle of the field. She's looking to attack. So Ravenwood's ball. They're trying to get a little bit of a counterattack. A lot of energy from this Brentwood team right now. Ravenwood can't get much of anything going. That will go out of bounds, and it will be a throw in for Ravenwood. I'm now joined with Brentwood High School starting point guard on the basketball team, David Winley. David, thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely.
So, you guys, you're one of the main players back on this year's team, but we'll start by recounting a little bit of last year. You guys had a great run, made it to the state tournament, lost to a very talented Oak Ridge team in the first round. Talk a little bit about what you guys accomplished last year and what you guys are trying to do to build on that going into this year.
We really struggled 2 years ago being a 12-16 team, and we're just really proud of the fact that we completely turned it around and were able to get to, I believe, 26-8, 26-9, and back in the state tournament again. We missed out on the district and region championship last year, so that's a goal of ours this year, is to get a couple of wins in those tournaments and obviously get back to the state tournament and try to make some more noise.
Absolutely. You guys, you lost some great players last year, just coming to mind a couple of guys, Reed Smith, Kellen King, Christian LaBreche. Those guys had big roles on your team, and I don't know if, any team would be able to replace guys like that, but how do you move on from losing some main players like that?
A lot of young guys got to step up. There's a lot of inexperience on this team this year, but I know I feel really confident about some of the juniors we got coming up, and they're working hard to get varsity level and ready to play. So it's gonna be different this year, but we'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
Absolutely. And you last year as a point guard, really not somewhere you've played most of your life. You've kind of been more of an off guard. This year, you're kind of going to be one more main scorers. You think you're going to continue playing point guard, or I think you might move you a little more off ball? And talk about a little bit of the transition you're going to have going back into that scoring role.
It's going to be different from last year for sure. It's going to be a little bit a different role. I'm going to be playing more off the ball. I'll still play some on the ball probably, but Coach Shirley's trying to do some different things with the offense, considering we've got a different mix of talent at different positions, and we're just trying to make adjustments to make the most out of the strengths we have on this year's team.
Absolutely, and I think that's an interesting part of coaching high school basketball, especially at the public level, where you can't recruit, and so much of college and even private schools at this level is you can recruit to the guys how you want to play, but that's obviously not that. You got to play with what you got at high school, and I think we've seen that over the past 2 years with Coach Shirley. Both years a little different identity for each team, and obviously it sounds like you lose 2 6'4", 6'5" plus guys. It'll probably be the same way this year.
Yeah. Coach Shirley is that's one of his main strengths, I think, as a coach. He's really good at playing to the strengths of his players, and he really knows how to put players in good positions to score and be successful in our system.
So Ravenwood will add their first goal of the game here with 27 minutes left in this second half. A great play by the Ravenwood offense to slither through the Brentwood defense and gave a good shot. It just got past Divine. She got a hand on it, but she couldn't stop it. I know you've really kind of been a theme of Brentwood athletics this year is a one Brentwood theme. I know I've seen you out here multiple times this year at some games. What have you taken away from what the Bruins have done early in this year? And same thing tonight with a good start. Obviously, you got to finish it off. 27 minutes left, but they're looking like they're on their third straight district win.
Yeah, we got a lot of really good teams here at Brentwood, and just overall as an athletic program, we've been very successful so far this year. Hoping that everybody can continue the success. We've got the soccer team obviously off to a good start, and the football team is undefeated so far. Hopefully that can keep going, and the always good volleyball and golf teams as well are doing their thing. So it's exciting in Brentwood sports right now.
Absolutely, and I'll take this time to congratulate Trenton Johnson, a Brentwood golfer committed today to Middle Tennessee State University. So he is the reigning state championship on solo golf as he won last year, and he's obviously a spectacular golfer. He won as a sophomore. He's just a junior this year, so we wish him the best luck in the rest of the year, and then on to his senior year and then into college. So Madeline Donahue will come back into the game for the Bruins. She played a lot of minutes in the first half, and she played really well. So it'll be a throw-in for the Bruins. It'll be Haley Jordan looking for someone to throw it to. She gets it into Donahue. You touched on a little bit last year. You guys had a phenomenal year, but came up, I believe, second in the regular season and district tournament and district and region tournament, all second. But really had a great year. Made it as far as any other team. I guess Independence won one game in the state tournament, but you guys had some overall pretty good success against them. Talk a little bit about how from year to year you think the district's going to change this year. Obviously, Independence loses a lot of guys. Grayson Murphy, one of the best players in the district, and then John Carter at Summit also out. Talk about some of the opponents you're going to have this year and kind of a changing landscape in the district.
Yeah, Independence, obviously they came out on top in the district last year, and they lost a lot. They lost their two bigs, they lost their point guard, and also a really good off guard in Greg Miller, and they'll be really young just like us, so it'll be interesting to see how they turn out. Summit's still got a lot of talent back, and they've got Jaden Lewis and a great point guard. DeMonte Dixon is obviously a huge problem for everybody in the district, and I think a team that'll surprise some people is Dixon County. They've had a lot of young talent the last couple of years and haven't been able to get over the hump, but I think they'll be ready to compete this year in the district, and they'll be a big surprise to some people, I think.
Then Page and Spring Hill also in the district this year.
Yes, that's correct.
They're moving up classifications. What have you seen from those guys? Usually it's a tough transition for any program, but what do you think we can expect out of those two programs this year?
I haven't seen a lot from Spring Hill. I really don't know much about them yet, but I know Page last year had a successful season. They lost a lot of their production just like us, just like Independence, so they'll be searching for some answers early, but we'll see how things shake out.
So Brentwood with the free kick. Puskar kicks it ahead, and then he'll get it to Jordan, who just cannot handle it, and it goes out of bounds. Well, in with the last question, I'll change the topic a little bit. I talked to Evan Hill earlier, student body vice president. You are student body secretary. A big few weeks coming up with the Ravenwood football game and homecoming week. Talk a little bit about a couple of the things you guys got planned and for a good couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's a really exciting time for the school and obviously, especially for the football team and just spirit in the school as well. We've got a lot of fun things planned throughout homecoming week, and obviously the Ravenwood football game is a huge one, and should be a fun night on next Friday night, playing against a good quality district or region opponent, excuse me. Yeah, it should be fun. We're trying to get some pep going in the student section and things like that, so it'll be a fun time.
Well, a great goal again for Ravenwood as they had to cross and then put it in the back of the net, and they will cut the Brentwood lead to half here in the last few minutes in the 4-2. But David, thank you for joining me. Good luck to you guys the rest of the year, and then good luck next couple of weeks during homecoming.
My pleasure.
So Brentwood feeling a little bit of the pressure now as Ravenwood's cut into the lead. So Brentwood on the attack here, but a good steal by Ravenwood. Ravenwood definitely a little bit of energy now. They'll have another chance here. Devine gets out, but a good play. The ball gets past her. Puskar was at the goal to save a goal as Ravenwood closing in on the Brentwood lead. Definitely can feel a little bit of the momentum shifting in this game. Rutherford with it. She goes into Cawthon. Just gets past her, and the goalie will make the play. Jordan will steal as they look to get a through ball. And that ball will go out, and it will be a throw-in for the Bruins. Now we will welcome on Brentwood High School cornerback Griffin Goodhart. Griffin, welcome on. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Ryan. It's a pleasure to be here.
So you guys, we talked to Henry Glenn a little while ago. A big game tomorrow night against Station Camp. What are you guys expecting from those guys? Excuse me, not Station Camp, Stewart's Creek.
Yes, Stewart's Creek. It's going to be an interesting matchup. They also run a wing tee type offense. I think we're prepared for it. This is our third week facing an offense similar to that.
Brentwood with a great play here, and they're going to have a chance at a goal, and they will! Haley Howard, an incredible through ball, and Howard puts it in the back of the net as she collided with the Ravenwood goalie, and they are both on the ground here.
It's always upsetting to see two people collide.
Haley Howard. Howard's second goal tonight as the training staff is onto the field. Ravenwood goalie is up, walking around. Howard still on the ground.
Looks like it's the foot.
Even more spectacular goal when you consider the fact that she was injured during it. So the Ravenwood coach now comes up to talk to her goalie. Definitely looks like she is in pain out there, Howard. She has her jersey up to her mouth, usually a sign of great pain.
It's terrible to see such a happy moment go so sad.
Absolutely, and she's had a great year and a great game so far to this point. Third Brentwood player to have to come. I'm assuming she'd have to come out of the game. Have to come out of the game tonight, as Mandy Ham and Haley Jordan have both come out due to injury. Jordan's come back in since, but you can just tell she's in a lot of pain right now.
It's a big loss. Brentwood's faced a lot of injuries recently. It just hurts to have another one.
So she is being helped off the field. It looks like it is a right leg injury. She's not putting any weight on it. So they've kept the trainer busy tonight, Eric Owens.
Big grip by the Ravenwood goalie, staying in.
Absolutely. But that's a huge answer for Brentwood. As Ravenwood had kind of started to cut in the lead. Esther Berlin got 4-0. They got 2 straight goals to make it 4-2, but now 5-2 in a high-scoring affair. As here comes Ravenwood will come back onto the field as it'll be their ball.
Brentwood's having to really go into their depth chart to find more people.
So Griffin, you guys off to a nice 3-0 start. What all has contributed to a great start for the Bruins, their first in a couple of years, to really jump out with a big win streak to start the year?
Well, I think it's a mixture of a lot of talent and passion, and as Henry said earlier, it's just we take it 1 week at a time, try to go 1-0 every week.
Absolutely, and you guys have seen, as a defense, y'all have seen a lot of different offenses this year. You've touched on it. Third wing tee this week, and then the game you didn't see wing tee was basically the other side of the spectrum, as Cane Ridge liked to air it out. Talk about what that did for your momentum as a secondary. You guys just had a great game against Cane Ridge, 5 interceptions. I believe the defense had 6 takeaways. And I know you didn't have an interception, but you had a big tip on a ball that was intercepted for the Bruins. Talk about what that did for confidence for defense as a whole, but especially you guys in the back four.
Defense is huge when you can get turnovers in big situations during games, especially when they seem to have the momentum when it was 14-0. Also shout out Mac Anderton for a interception and a fumble recovery that night. Big player. Can't score a touchdown though.
So Ravenwood now trying to gain some possession, and a little bit of progress was just stopped by the Bruins goal. Just leave it with me. So it'll be a throw-in for Ravenwood. So Griffin, you guys, as we've noted, plenty of time. Great save there by Devine, off to a great start. What do you guys have to keep on doing to continue with that level of success?
Yeah, just preparation every week. Come in every Monday just ready to work. Take it 1 week at a time, go 1-0 every week.
And you guys, I know you're a defense player, but talk a little bit about the success that Bruins offense has had this year. And a few early games they've kind of had to rely on the pass, but then Friday night they depended on the run, had I believe 4 rushing touchdowns. Talk about some strengths of your guys' offense.
It's just when you have a quarterback like Carson Shacklet who can just scramble, and 2 great running backs who just – it's just fantastic. It's a game changer when you can throw the ball or run the ball. It's multitasking.
So you guys, I know you've been out here all night and you've been at a lot of games this year. Talk a little bit about what you've seen from this Lady Bruins soccer team to this point in the year, and then talk a little bit how they're playing tonight.
This year it's kind of sad. Just so many players have gone down, but it really showed the grit of the squad as a whole, as people step up and people who play through injuries like Madeline Donahue tonight or Haley Jordan. Just it's fantastic to see them play for the team, and tonight they've just looked fantastic. They've let up 2 goals late here in the second, but just offenses look fantastic, putting in some deep balls.
Absolutely, and I think I think it says a lot about how this team can win. Last week, they really had to grit out a game down at Franklin, 1-0 win, just as gutsy as it gets. And then tonight, their offense has really been on display with a 5-goal performance, still with 17 minutes left, and it just really shows the vast skill set of this team.
I was there Friday night when Emily J went down, tore her ACL. All prayers to her.
Absolutely is.
But
I know she plans on having surgery here in the next few weeks. We wish her a speedy recovery.
But it was a fantastic victory for the Bruins. Just a lot of grit and effort.
So it's going to be a penalty on Brentwood. I believe it is a handball right outside of the box, though, I believe, so it's not going to be a penalty kick.
Brentwood getting right in front of a kicker. Kind of a cheap method, but I appreciate the mental game.
So Devine helping to move the Lady Bruins wall. Ravenwood will send a strike in and a goal.
What did that deflect off, Ryan?
I'm not sure. I think it might have deflected off a Lady Bruin, but I really couldn't tell. So she went to the far side as Devine was set up. Devine was set up on our side, and they went the opposite side. So a big answer for Ravenwood as they're really just trying to hang in this one. 15:44 left.
Rough goal to give up, but shouldn't have a penalty that close to the net.
Absolutely, definitely the handball comes back to cost the Bruins there.
Costly. No costly mistakes are allowed.
So Ravenwood with the ball. So, Griffin, you were a guy that's kind of locked in the cornerback spot coming in this year, your senior year. You had a good postseason last year, made some big plays, a game-winning interception down in Memphis. And then, you had an injury of Hassenflug this summer, and then you've had the opposite side of you has been two guys coming in and both kind of alternating possessions. If you can talk about really I think some people might have thought that'd be a weak part of the Bruin defense, but really both of them have played really well this year. If you can just talk a little bit about that.
Yes, Joe B. coming back to football this year was huge for the Bruins. He's just a great athlete, great competitor. He's big at the corner position, but Nate Dunn is also a junior. He's developing. He's going to be really strong next year. He's really good this year. It's a great competition. See them both work at it. Right now, Joe may have the upper hand starting a couple of the more recent games, but Nate's right behind him. It's anybody's ball game.
Absolutely. They both played really well. I know Joe had a big interception in the Cane Ridge game, and he's a great baseball player and a great athlete. And Nathan's probably one of the most athletic kids at this school. So definitely some great players, and it rounds out a great secondary with you and then Henry at the safety position, along with Parker and a lot of other guys that play back there.
Matthew Phillips,
another great athlete. Good kicker, good punter. He's had a good year, really everywhere he's played, and he's played a lot in his past few years on offense. I don't think he has as big his role this year on the offense, but definitely a skilled player.
Yeah. I think our strength at defense is in our defensive line and linebacker core. It's strong. It's a very strong defense, and our goal is just not give up any big plays. Come on! Show up what's going on in the game.
So they call a penalty on Brentwood. It's going to be a free kick for Ravenwood. That was definitely a questionable call, as the fans are angry. So this free kick a little farther away. Going to be tough to put this one in the back of the net right on the shot.
That was a questionable call if I've ever seen one.
Absolutely.
Sometimes the ref needs to let the girls play.
I couldn't agree more. Nothing worse than a ref trying to take over a game in any sport. So it is deflected. Devine will eat that up. Well, Griffin, thank you for joining me, and good luck this Friday night, and good luck the rest of the year.
Appreciate it, Ryan. Thank you for having me.
So Brentwood now trying to gain control of the ball. The ref will let him play there as Ravenwood gets the steal. So Jordan will throw it in for the Bruins. Bruins looking to hold on to their 2-goal lead with 12 minutes left. Ravenwood here on the far side. They will have the free kick. Free kick into the box. Kusa ball with the header out. Brentwood going to look to get something going on the counterattack here. Good defensive play by Ravenwood. Jordan tries to get the steal. She cannot as it goes back to Ravenwood. Hey. So nice header by the Lady Bruins. And now I will welcome on Brentwood High School bowling team captain Carson Tapp. Carson, it's good to have you.
Thanks for having me, Ryan, here. Great outing by the Bruins. Don't want to give up 3 goals, but, if we're scoring 5, we can give up 3 every day.
Absolutely. And, Carson, I think a lot of people consider the Tapp family one of the greatest athletic families in Brentwood history. Tanner's a great basketball player, but you coming strong on the bowling team, senior captain this year. You're just getting started. You guys had a great year last year. Talk about a little bit about last year and what your expectations are for this year.
Last year went 24-1. It was sad to see us knocked out in the regional tournament, but stuff like that happens. We're back-to-back district champions, trying to get that 3-peat senior year. Add some new members to the squad. We're just trying to get back out there on Monday. Got to get the grind going. Got to get it moving.
Absolutely. And talk a little bit about some of those guys, some newcomers, and then just some steady players for the Bruins you've guys had the past few years.
Justin Hammers, steadiest player on the team, always has his big boy pants on. He always tucks them in, belt, everything. He's always ready to play, And we got some new players, Nick Park, Doggy Dave, and Ethan Fennell. So they add some flavor to the group, mix it up, get some new style bowlers. We're ready for this season.
Good analysis there. So what have you seen? I know you're a big Bruins soccer fan, Lady Bruins soccer fan. What have you seen from the team this year?
I've seen a lot from the team. We've had some up and downs, some injuries, some players going down that we wouldn't like to have going down, but we just keep fighting. We're a team of spirit, team of heart, team perseverance. We just keep going no matter what.
I think a common theme I've heard from everyone that elaborates on this Bruins team is a lot of resiliency. You go out there and you find your will to win.
Great stop.
And your resiliency. As Jordan will push it ahead to Donahue.
Oh!
That'll be an offsides.
Bad call. I don't agree. You checking out this moon tonight, Ryan?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful night. It's really great weather. It's football weather.
You know what it's like? It's like a peacock flying. You don't see it very often, but when it happens, it's majestic.
Beautiful. It's one of those great nights you can wear long sleeves, short sleeves, shorts, pants, even maybe throw on a jacket or something.
Whatever you want.
Really, whatever you want, you're going to be comfortable in.
I describe it as a golden corral.
I think that's a great way. Whatever you want. You can get whatever you want.
You can get whatever you want. You got everything. Everything.
Divine with the save. Divine, we talked about a Vanderbilt commit. Carson, you're a Vanderbilt fan. What are your thoughts on the big win for the Doors last week?
You might have heard me say this before, but, Kyle Shermer coming in after week 1 with the highest QBR in the nation. I just think that shows how the grind doesn't stop. Comes out, 2 years ago, last year, you know, not playing too hot. Then he comes out this year, 296, 3 touchdowns. Stats unheard of. Unheard of. Amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, definitely one of, if not the best quarterback in the SEC. And, you know, they do it better in SEC. So I would say Kyle maybe short to only Baker Mayfield as the best quarterback in the country.
I would agree with that statement on, you know, some points. Also, we got to talk about Ralph Webb. First collegiate receiving touchdown last week. Big day for the guy. You know, he's out here grinding senior season, you know, getting out here, trying to put in some work.
Absolutely. A great all-SEC preseason tailback. Well, Carson, thank you for joining us, and good luck to the bowling team this year.
Thank you, Ryan. Sad you're kicking me off.
So 6:50 left. So Brentwood looking to attack. We are under 7 minutes in this game. 5-3. Brentwood wants a penalty there. They won't get it, so Ravenwood's going to look to attack. And Devine is going to be able to handle it. We now welcome on senior Brentwood tennis team member and captain Tyler Shiflett. Tyler, glad to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, tennis team, always one of the staples at Brentwood High School, is one of the best teams. Talk about a little bit about y'all's year last year and what you guys got coming back.
So we kind of had a little bit of a rough start in exhibition season. We played NBA and USN, who the private schools in this area just always have great talent. And we didn't really play our best. We kind of didn't go into the season the way that we needed to. And we got our butts handed to us. But we came back in district and regular season play and put together a solid record, and we went undefeated in the regular season. We lost 6 seniors from this past team. Came up a little bit short of the ultimate goal of the state championship. But I think we've got a pretty talented team coming back. It's a younger team, obviously, after losing 6 seniors. But I love what we have coming back. And we've got a great coach, Coach Jane, and he'll always get us ready to go. So I think we'll be good.
Ravenwood on the attack. There's going to be a penalty. I believe it was in the box. It is a red card. So Brentwood's going to be down.
That's okay. That's
rest of the game. So it'll be a penalty kick here for the Raptors, looking to pull this game within 1, a game that they once trailed 4-0. And it is in for a goal. So with 4:22 remaining, Ravenwood is pulled within 1. And Brentwood is going to have to hold off a ferocious Raptors run. Tyler, you guys lost 2 SEC signees last year.
That's right.
Talk a little bit about how you guys had to replace them.
So, as you say, we lost Sam Fisher to the University of Alabama and Andrew Rogers to the University of Tennessee. And those were just 2 studs, two 4-year starters that we're going to miss dearly. But it's going to have to be more of a team effort now that we don't have those 2 automatic wins in our lineup. So it's just going to be a team effort, and it's going to be a challenge this year. Ravenwood's got a great team. Independence is always challenging. So we're going to need to bring our game every week, every game, and every match to try to get those 5 match victories to win.
Absolutely. So you've been out here all night, and you've been in a lot of games this year. What are your thoughts about this Brentwood team and its performance tonight?
And I hate to beat the dead horse, but it's resiliency from this team. Addie Puskar, went down a couple of games ago with a foot injury, and she's back out there tonight. Madeline Donahue has a foot injury. She's out there. Haley Jordan had a really awful bruise this past week, and again, she's out there. And Emily J. going down with the ACL. terrible to hear that. And we wish her a speedy recovery. But I've really been impressed with the scoring on this team. Briley Coffin has been able to put some in the back of the net early on this season. And we're getting great goalie play out of both Lizzie Parker and Kate Devine.
Absolutely, and it really has been a true team effort. You know, we talked about it a little bit earlier, championship depth, and that's definitely something this team has.
That's right, for sure.
Well, Tyler, good luck this year in the tennis season coming in the spring, and thanks for coming on.
Hey, thank you for having me.
So Brentwood, we are under 3 minutes left. They will look to hold on to this 1-goal lead on the attack here. Rutherford making some good physical plays. It'll be Brentwood ball and a free kick after a penalty on the Raptors as Puskar's going to take this one. So a free kick here for Puskar. 2:05 left as the crowd has come alive. Into the Brentwood side, Ravenwood gets control. They're going to clear it out. This one is headed out of bounds. It's going to be Brentwood ball. Brentwood in no hurry to get this one in play. McCoy will be throwing it in. Puskar will track this